Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or they have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. This is a very tragic story that has surfaced, and it's a woman. She has narrated how her own husband, whom she claimed she had caught him several times cheating on her on their matrimonial bed, and this man now turned the table around to her. And because she had already caught him several times at home in their matrimonial bed, he wanted to now play the victim. And what this man did was that he now butchered his wife and claimed that he was suspecting her cheating on him. And the name of his wife is Rosalind Victory. Now you can see her in the picture there. She has been left with her arm amputated following her attempts of her own husband. He was trying to stab her in the chest, which means trying to kill this woman and take the life out of her, because she was the one who caught the husband. And she even had to go to her Facebook. If you check Rosalind Victory on Facebook, you're going to see that she also alleged that she caught her husband cheating multiple times during their courtship, but she forgave him and decided, okay, probably she should give him a chance. And after forgiving him, since they were courting, he gave her an impression that he has already repented and would not go back to that particular lifestyle. She believed him and she felt, let her give him a chance so that they can start a family together. But unknown to her that her husband was never going to change. Instead, he became worse. They married in November 24th, 2018. And after both of them checking their HIV status and submitting negative reports, because most times when people want to get married, they have to check their status and be sure that they are both compatible every aspect of their health. And it came out negative for the HIV. But she claims that into their marriage, she discovered that her husband tested HIV positive since 2017, yet he concealed the information from her. So you see, that is how some people can be. It's always good if you people are going for a test. It should be a neutral hospital where you don't know anybody and the person don't know you. Why this has come out like this is because he came on his own with his own test. They didn't go together to carry out this test before they got married in 2018. They went separately and had the test done. He came with his own test results and it showed negative. That was in 2018. But unknown to this woman that her husband had already tested positive 2017 before they got married. And he kept it away from her so that she wouldn't find out, because if she had found out before they got married, definitely she wouldn't have married the man. Who would marry a guy who already tested HIV positive? Which means you are trying to fall sick or impact sickness to your own children. I don't think any woman would want to take that kind of a risk, because it's a health risk, and HIV has no cure. You just keep taking meds to suppress the symptoms and all of that. Otherwise, there is no remedy to cure HIV. For the many years HIV has been in existence, is one illness that don't even have a cure. A lot of research have come out about the HIV cure, but till date, it has not been confirmed. And she also confronted him about it, and he told her that he always had no explanation. Is that a good thing? You are with someone who you call your own wife. You're supposed to be open to each other. No matter what, everybody has her own past. Everybody has one mistake or the other he or she has actually done in life. When you are married, you're already seen as one. And at that point, You shouldn't keep things away from yourselves, especially things that have happened in the past that are surfacing in your marriage. And the man felt he has no need to explain to her, and it's not even her right. And that is where some people make a whole lot of mistake, because if you're married to someone and the person is requesting for an explanation over something, it's your duty to explain to that person, and it's the person's right to know, because you people are already married. It's a different case when you are not married and you feel the person is trying to pry into your privacy. Then you don't owe the person any explanation. But for your wife, you owe her an explanation when it comes to issues that are very serious like this. Also, she took herself and her baby for an HIV test after she realized that her husband had tested positive. She also forgave her husband after he had even denied every other thing, after he had even refused explaining to her, owing to the fact that he already knows that his wife has now found out that he's HIV positive. You see the heart of a woman. She still forgave him, and all she did was to ensure that she and her son, they are still safe and free, and she remained in the marriage. But Rosalind, that's the wife who has a food stand in Cultural Center Field in Calabar, said that her life had changed on December 27, 2020, when she woke up early on Sunday and she went about her own business to fend for herself, as she claims that her husband spends his money on women and she is left to cater for her needs alone. And that is where it is really, really painful. Imagine that you're married to somebody, and instead of that man knowing that this is his own responsibility, a father and mother has handed their daughter over to you. It is just a natural thing that the man is now responsible for that woman. And then this man felt the best place for him to actually spend his money is on women that are outside, not on his own wife that lives with him in the house. And it's good for women to be very industrious and not to depend on a man. And that is what this lady had done, which was a very good decision she took. She had to go and start fending for herself and didn't want to just fold her arms and sit down in the house and keep waiting for the husband, knowing that this same man is not even ready to assist or help her in any way. And then she felt, since it was a festive season and most of her workers traveled for the Christmas break, she had a lot of work on her hands. She had to be busy up and down, going up and down to ensure that she satisfies her customers before they all leave for their trip. And while she was selling her food to people who had returned for the Christmas holiday, she had a customer who came in and she recognized him as an old friend from school. In the course of the changing of exchanging pleasantries, she hugged the guy and chatted briefly with him. Then she went about serving other customers. You know that kind of a thing when you see someone you've not seen for so many years, out of excitement, you would hug the person, or you may just be extreme with your pleasantry since it's someone that you have missed for a very long time. But because it was a very busy day for her business, she sold food till like 11 p.m. that particular night. She also explained that she was too tired and sleepy by the time she was done. So she called the driver who usually take her back home, but he wasn't picking his call. And then that's her old classmate whom she met, who was still on the field with other people, tried to help her order a cab online, but she said that the cost was too expensive, so she had just arranged chairs and decided to sleep at the stand that particular night. She explained that this is not unusual during festive seasons, and there were others also staying over at the field. So she decided that okay, let her also stay back since it was difficult for her to transport herself back home. and she slept off immediately and woke the next morning to shout from her husband, calling her a prostitute and calling her names because she never returned home. And to him, he felt that she went cheating on him. She said that before she could defend herself, he brought out something she thought was a belt and aimed it at her chest. She blocked it with her arm, and that was when she discovered it was not a belt but a knife. See how this man went very, very far. Isn't this too much? He didn't even wait to get any explanation from her at all. He just jumped into conclusions, and not just that, he came ready for this particular woman. He now struck her on the arm 3 times before people in the field attempted to even stop him. So angered that he could not stab her to her chest, she said he then started stabbing her leg. She lost consciousness and then she was rushed to the hospital where she underwent 3 surgeries. Her arm became infected due to the knife used to inflict the injury, and she had her arm amputated. You can see now. Look at this beautiful woman. Her arm is already amputated. She also revealed that even while she was in the hospital, she discovered her husband was busy seeing other women and wouldn't provide the full money needed for her treatment. She says she's done with the marriage and now calls him her ex-husband. And at the moment, the case is currently in court. It's so unfortunate that this has happened to this woman. And you know, the husband being whom he is, do you think this man ever loved this woman? Maybe at some point he did, and probably later he stopped loving her. I guess that is exactly what happened to this particular woman. It's so sad and terrible, and see, she has a son. Well, I'm glad that she is still alive and she's able to still move around and still do things for herself and her son. It's so terrible. At some point, I think this woman had every opportunity not to marry this man. There's a saying that goes, a man who has been cheating right from when you guys are dating, it's difficult for the man to stop cheating even when you people are married. And another thing is, no man is justified for infidelity. But this man saw it as his own right. Since he's the man of the house, she has no right to ask him any question, and she had no right to confront him over anything, which is very wrong. Once you are married, you and your wife are one and the same. And there is no point you now start carrying out an act that you know it's not right for you to carry out in a marriage, and you're comfortable in that particular act, and you feel your wife has no right to ask you questions. All right, look at, he has been the one cheating and she's been catching him red-handed in the act. But for one night that he didn't see her, he knew this woman who don't cheat on you. All of a sudden he felt, okay, this is the time for him to now turn the table around and say she is the one cheating. You met your wife and you didn't even ask, and he wasn't even worried. You see how he even started it? He was not even worried the night he didn't see his wife. On a very good day, a man who is responsible and loves his wife, you didn't see your wife. Are you not meant to rush down to her workplace to look for her? That is how a man would do. 11 p.m., which she said it's not unusual though during festive period for her to stay that long. But not going back home wasn't a usual thing for her. It was just because, during festive season, a lot of things, the prices are very high, and she couldn't afford the payment for the fare. She rather felt it's better she sleep there and then continue the business for the next day. Isn't her husband meant to go and search for his wife? You didn't see your wife. It was almost midnight and you never cared. And you never cared to go looking for her. Instead, he now bumped into the place the next day and started accusing her of cheating. And it was right there in her workplace he now carried out this horrible act. But for him to have gone to this extent and people were there, why didn't anybody hold this man? From the first place of him throwing the knife at her, it would have been that time that everybody would have held this man, and for him not to go to the extent at which he did. There are a lot of pictures, but it's graphic, very graphic, so it's something that I can't post out here. Her arm, everything that was amputated just exactly the way it is, with her flesh, everything opened. That is what the whole picture looked like. You can't even use your eyes to look at it. It's so horrible. How will a human being do this to his fellow human being? Not just a random person, but your own wife. Look at this beautiful woman. And she has been forgiving him several times. This is where some women make a lot of mistakes, which they should also serve as lessons to other people. Fine, women have a very soft heart, but from your relationship before you got married, the man has been cheating. And it's not like once, twice, several times. And she kept on forgiving him. That was a red flag for this woman to know that this kind of a person cannot just change overnight. And she accepted to marry him that way. That did not end. Right into the marriage, she realized that he had even started lying to her. He already had HIV. There are a lot of red flags with regards to this particular union. It was enough for this woman to even not marry this man from the onset. She had every green light for her to run away and move on with somebody else. But she insisted that she wanted to still be with this same man. Alright, look at now this man. This is a woman who married with her arms, her legs, everything okay. But right now she has lots of injuries and cuts all over her legs, and then her arm has been amputated. And it's now that she's now deciding that she would leave him. Any woman that is perceiving domestic violence from your relationship before you get married, please run away. You don't gamble with your life. A man who has been cheating for several times when you guys were cutting is not a man that can just change. It will be difficult for that man to change overnight. And you know it's worse when you guys are married and he starts cheating. At that time, you as the woman, you can't even do anything again. He would now try to tell you how much of a right he has over you. Please don't gamble with your life. Look at this woman. She would have lost her life if she did not use her arm to block that knife that was coming her way. It would have landed straight on her chest, and what would have happened? Who knows if she would have survived that? You don't insist on being with a particular man whom you don't see any form of changes in that man. There is no point you are bent on, if not this man, no other person. And you're seeing that this person is not even giving you any sign that he has changed. It's better you take your heels and run away as fast as you can. Domestic violent homes are not places that you should gamble your life with. Thanks be to Almighty God that she's alive to still take care of her son. And I'm glad right now she has decided that she would end the marriage, and they are currently in court at the moment. Please, if you're out there, especially for those of you that are still courting and you're seeing signs of domestic violence, the earlier you run away with your life, the better for you. Some women don't end up speaking up because at the end of this domestic violence act, they lose their lives. A lot of women have lost their lives due to domestic violence. And not just that, because they kept quiet, they didn't want to voice out and say what has been happening in their home. Please don't conceal domestic violence, men. Don't pretend everything is okay. Tell yourselves the truth. Run away as fast as you can. Call for help. Don't stay there and gamble with your life. A man who is not loving, who is not caring, who is cheating on you, and who doesn't see any need to even explain anything to you and to change from his ways, is not someone that you should fold your arms and feel relaxed with. anything can happen. Don't wait, please, until you lose your life before you start thinking of saying something. At that time is late. Once you've lost your life, who will be there for your children? You can't voice out. People will just start hearing stories about you. Please don't wait till that time. The earlier you speak up, the better. And the earlier you run away from that domestic violent relationship or marriage, the better for your own life. Friends, what do you all think about this particular incident that has happened? First, with the woman forgiving her husband right from when they were cutting, and even getting into the marriage and still forgiving him, and at the end, she's now left with an amputated arm and series of injuries to her leg. Please, if you're out there and you're facing a domestic violence marriage or relationship, make a report on time. Run as fast as you can and ensure that you don't conceal these things to yourself. Please, women out there, be cautious. Your life is also important in as much as you have your kids there to take care of. Even if you don't have any kids in that marriage, you need to please speak up so that you can get the help you need. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Friends, I'm here today to talk about how to start up a new YouTube channel. So for those that are looking to start up a new YouTube channel, probably you've been trying to figure out how to go about it, or you have been trying to see what it entails or what you need to start. That's why I'm here today, to give you the easy way for you to get this done. Not just the easy, but the best method, and also to give you or to talk about the best teacher who will give you all that is required for you to start up your own YouTube channel. This is a teacher. He is really successful with his YouTube, and he has been a teacher for so long now. Teacher is Matt Pa. He's going to give you a step-by-step method on how to start up your own YouTube channel. No stone unturned. Every step of the way, he's going to lead you through it. You have links that you can actually reach out to him and communicate with him directly. That's Matt Pa there. You can see the huge successes he has made in YouTube. You can see his silver, you can see the gold, you can also see his revenue that he's actually making on YouTube, which is very huge. He is going to give you a YouTube step-by-step tube mastery class every step of the way, from the beginning of the opening of the channel to how you can start up and put up your videos. He is leaving no stone unturned, like I said. So for those that are seeking for how to start up their own YouTube channel, this is the easiest and the fastest way for you to have access to this particular teacher who is honest and straightforward, and you will enjoy every bit of the class and you will have lots of gain. At the end of your class, you will have lots to hold on to and to start up your own YouTube channel. It's going to be like an ABC class, starting from the scratch. So please, for those of you that are interested in starting up your own YouTube channel, Matt Pa, he is the teacher, and you will have direct access to him. I'm dropping the link below, so please, you just click on that link and you will have access to Matt Pa's class. He is going to give you the whole content of YouTube and all that it takes for you to be successful in YouTube. and how to start YouTube from the scratch. Like I said, and I'm going to repeat, he's leaving no stone unturned. And it's so interesting that if you have any kind of complaint, no matter the time you have this complaint or you are confused about anything, you can communicate directly to him and he will give you a response as soon as he gets your question or as soon as he gets your mail or anything you're trying to confirm from him. He is quick at responding and he will give you the right answers. And even if you go elsewhere to search, you find out that what he is saying is actually true. He wouldn't mislead you. So please, for those of you that want to start your own YouTube channel from the scratch and see how you can be successful on YouTube, please go to this link, click on the link below, so you will have access to the teacher. That's the teacher there you can see and see his success. You can go through that and then you click on the link so that you can have direct access to Matpa himself. This teacher, you will enjoy and enjoy every bit of the classes that he's going to give to you. So friends, do not forget to click the link below so you have access to Matpa's Tube Mastery class, and he will give you the best teaching for YouTube you would really need to start your own channel. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please, for those that have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you once again, and God bless you all.